Hi, I'm Moody, feeling Moody. It's time for a moon message. Today's moon is the waxing gibbous moon under the astrological sign of Scorpio. This reading is for Sagittarius. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, and both know Sagittarius. Holy Spirit, angel guides, spirit guides, what is the buck moon? Message for Sagittarius. Hi Sagittarius, thank you for stopping by the channel. I am going to go over why July is called the buck moon. Then I'm going to pull an oracle. Then I'm going to look at some tarot to see what's going on with your love life and career. So stay with me until the end. Thank you. July is called the buck moon. July is the time of year when the male deer or the buck has grown back their antlers. The process begins in March, and by July they're fully grown in. And therefore the buck is associated with growth, renewal, and transformation. The deer's cycle is aligned with human nature's cycle, growth, renewal. Those antlers are symbolic of this. They're also a natural phenomenon. Each year this process happens. In March they shed their antlers, and by July, they are fully grown in. It's also a spiritual tradition, this process, a time of personal growth, transformation. The renewal of antlers is seen as a symbol of a process. And that's what Spirit wants to call to our attention. Sagittarius, July is part of the process, starts a new process, ends a process. It requires prayer, meditation, and belief. That's what's going to be particularly effective in July, especially for setting intentions and manifesting desires. Did you know that the male deer, the buck, is associated with grace and beauty? Heavily connected to nature. They symbolize intuition. It's really their antlers that are symbolic of an intuitive, higher awareness, the ability to connect with the spiritual realm. The shedding and regrowing of the antlers symbolizes growth, regeneration. It's a miracle. Letting go of old patterns so that something new can come in. The buck is said to connect to the in-between world where dreams and awakefulness intertwine. Their antlers can be seen as spiritual antennas, ones that guide towards greater awareness and intuition. The stag, a term used for a buck, is associated with the spiritual journey, and they act as a messenger or gateway between the dimensions. Shedding and regrowing of antlers symbolize the secular nature of transformation and growth. The buck is seen as a leader, guiding and self-discovery, providing enlightenment. Just to tell you from an astrological side what's going on, Uranus enters Gemini. That's a big one for me. That lasts a few years. And Uranus is Aquarian energy. It is about technology advancements, revolutionizing advancements like communication, learning, media, social interactions. This is a time to expect radical changes in how people communicate and connect, share information, how the transits are going to encourage a lot of experimentation, evolution, and innovation. And I said communication is very important also because Mercury goes retrograde in the middle of July, July 17th. And that's going to prompt us to be more introverted, spend some time alone, working on filling our cups up, pulling down those projects, things that we may have skimmed over in the past, but we want to revisit some ideas. Some of them are newly inspired insights, and retrogrades, not just Mercury will be retrograde, like 4 planets will be retrograde. So we're really going to feel the need to be introspective, which is good too, because there can also be a lot of miscommunication, arguments with this retrograde energy. So it's best to just focus on yourself. Saturn and Neptune are retrograde in Aries. Pluto is retrograde. Also, the full moon in Capricorn, July 10th, is a time to clean house, clear energy, decide what you need to rearrange, review, reorganize in your life at large, or maybe a specific project. Definitely focusing on yourself. Then there's the new moon in Leo, the 24th. That's a very powerful new moon for creative ideas, setting those new intentions. But set the intentions and then work towards it, because Spirit already said there's a process that's needed here. Prayer, meditation, and believing. Sounds like the magician, right? So, experiencing blessings, all of that energy focused on yourself, on filling up, on investing in you. All of that's taking place during the retrogrades. Boy, they're going to produce real opportunities for prosperity, success. You're going to see some progress here. Also, bucks. There's the female aspect, which is the doe. And guess what? The doe selects the buck based on antlers. Right? That's some kind of stature that symbolizes what they've been through, the challenges that they've overcome. So again, I really feel something happening with regard to somebody noticing your antlers, Sag, male or female, fledging. Something's getting ready to happen. You don't have no idea. Let's read fledging for Sag. When you receive this symbol, the fledging, know that you are blessed with a time of learning new things. This is a time for you to remember that you cannot know things until you experience them. Being in this evolving state means you may stumble a bit. Don't expect yourself to be perfect. Now is the time for being gentle with yourself as you step into your destiny to become the beautiful person you're meant to be. When the fledging appears to you, it is a sign of new growth and wonderful new opportunities. Step forward with curiosity and willingness to learn and discover. A time of learning new things. Be gentle with yourself. I did hear that, Sag. Okay. Spirit, what else? Tell me what else for Sag under this buck moon. You got new antlers. Okay. What is it? Okay. Oh. Boom. Isn't that what we read with the buck moon? Multi-dimensional, right? All about a serious relationship. Okay. Wow. I'll just take the bottom card. Sag. You know, whatever it is that you don't know, and I see this going many ways with the Ace of Cups, it's always about what or who you love, the passions of your heart. But I see everything working out like you master. You may not know it at first, whatever you're about to learn, but in the end, with the Eight of Pentacles, I like cheating sometimes. You master. You master the skill. You master it. It is a success. You're 2 away from the 10. You're well on your way. But we do open up with the moon. And the moon is a major arcana. And it also reminds us that when we don't know what's up ahead, we have to rely on our intuition. We have to pray, meditate, and believe that we're moving forward towards what is best for us, especially when you know that you're guided. Look at all this love and reassurance that comes in. A lot of cups, and cups is water. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces energy, but it is your emotions, your feelings, the inner workings that tell you you're on course or you're not on course. Paying attention to those, that's the King of Cups. And notice he holds one cup, his cup, and he knows the value. He knows what he has been working on. He knows what he's about to endeavor, right? He knows. And so he's very confident. And when you're that confident and you're spiritually guided, you're focused on yourself, there's always temptation lurking. Always temptation lurking for you, hoping you don't fall, trying to trip you up, cover your eyes. Swords are drawn, they're up. Yeah. That's usually when your intuition again, that's called discernment coming in. When you're connected, and let's face it, you have 3 major arcanas in your reading here. This lets you know you're connected. Somehow, you don't need to see. Just from feeling and knowing you were guided in the past, you know Spirit's not going to let you go now. Why? This is what he wanted you to do. You're in alignment. And it feels good when you're in alignment, doesn't it, Sad? Yeah. What else? This is a good reading. So, and there's the curiosity, the wanting to know more. That's why, and you're ready for it. See, not everybody's ready to learn, to evolve, to grow. Boom. Queen of Swords, King of Swords seeks information, does the research, is a card of knowledge, very intellectual, reads, researches, does the legwork to find out the answers. This is a happy ending. Leo energy. Yeah, Leo. There is a new moon in Leo. That's right. So, that definitely brings in some type of light regarding what you love and who you love. I also like the fact that you love you. You've been spending time with you. Yes, getting in touch with yourself. This is authenticity. This is illumination, light. This is self-discoveries. Discovering more about yourself, the spiritual side of you. And here's the test, the fear, the doubt. somehow something creeps through. But once you've spent time with Holy Spirit, with God, and you know that you're being guided, that you're being led, you are also aware that there's going to be temptation. Swords. That's 11. That's you overcoming them, right? You know there's going to be swords. You've been through this a few times, right? There's always sunshine after the rain. Look at you valuing this pentacle again. Tell me about love here. What's new in terms of love for Sag? Your love life could be influenced by your spiritual life right now, because there's major spiritual illumination. Okay? Right now, divine timing is at work in your love life, in your life in general, right? We knew that from the first two cards. We knew that because you're in a state of evolution. Something new is emerging. It started inside of you. You're along for the ride. Okay? Look at this. Everybody's getting true love. Why? Because they're working on their self. Because they're doing the inner work. That's what you're doing here. And that's bringing healing. That's bringing forgiveness. And that is what allows you to let go of the past so that you have the capacity for what is new. That's the clearing of the energy. To be able to be absorbed in what's coming in. Tell me more about what is coming in, true love. Because the King of Cups, and I say his cup, we're always working on himself. Always bettering, right? His understanding, King or Queen of Swords. Right. In a good relationship, both parties have to benefit, right? This is one party cannot deplete the other. The support has to be equal. Equal give and take is needed in relationships in order for them to be balanced. Right? Somebody is learning how to love again. Also, here's that 9 of Swords and 2 of Swords as obstacles. But Spirit said really they're blessed opportunities of growth. And when you meet the right one, both parties will have the desire to overcome any issue. When you meet the right one, true love, that's how you're going to know. Because both of you always want to overcome any obstacle. Definitely between the two of you. Yeah, this is divinely timed. Spirit said divine timing is at work in your love life. Because the next one coming in is a divine being. Divine masculine, divine feminine. That's why it's worth waiting for. That's why this is going to be true love. And everything that happened in the past prepared you for this. But Fledging says you've never experienced this before. You've never had anything quite like this. Align, demonstrate, and express values and beliefs you have learned about love. Be open to new ways. The results are healing and expansion. And you're ready for that. That's symbolic of you, where you are. So in terms of love, first of all, get ready for something you've never experienced. It's totally divine. Divine's going to use it. And we could definitely go on about this. Okay, Spirit is saying, let's go on. What else, Spirit? What else does Sag need to know about this new partner coming in. They're divine. What else? This is divine timing. Oh, there's a union of divine soul counterparts. It's miraculous. And it's going to begin when you least expect it. Isn't that how love comes in? Like you bump into them, you meet them. Sometimes when you're not looking, that's when they appear. This is what destiny has in store for you, so get ready. I love this. What else? Anything else? Okay, what are these two? Are they going to say something to each other, possibly? Spirit? Is there something that will be communicated? Because communication is important. Is important, right? Yeah. Blessed. Oh, yes. Here it is. We're blessed beyond measure to share such powerful divine love. I'm grateful for you. I give thanks to the divine creator. Embrace your beautiful divinity. You are a precious gift in my life. Both of you are going to feel so blessed by this. This is like what you pray for, but in order to get to this, what are all the things we have to go through, right? I know. Yeah, that you both worked really hard to get here. It's like you're going to cherish what you have because you know what it took to get there. It didn't come overnight, right? You are an inspiration to me. And therefore, I'm always going to make the necessary changes for us. And what did it say? Both parties have the desire and the will to overcome. That's how you're going to know. That's what's new. What you've never experienced before. What's coming in. Tell me about career, money, ideas. What is it? In terms of what Sagittarius wants. July. What does Sag need to know about pledging something new? Because you are expanding. We know that. And definitely spiritually. Which will have an impact on your physical and mental. What else, Spirit? Is this going? It is. Wow. Give and take. You have a lot of cards on that we saw, right? Give and take. Energy, support, empathy needs to be equal. Give and take needs to be balanced. Be open to giving and receiving. To keep the flow of abundance going, give someone a chance and ask for what your heart desires. Make it work. You have all the tools you need to succeed, but you have to put in the effort. You excel at working with your hands and fixing problems. Okay. Most important thing is give and take for me. There are outside forces, and that's why Spirit shows up so many times, right? You have so many majors here. There's also the outer forces. We saw that with the swords, 2 of swords and 9 of swords, right? Unknown figures are driving the situation too, and you may not be able to control the outcome. This cycle will shift soon and you will be okay. Yeah, there's always going to be the outer forces, especially if there's a divine union that is going to help mankind or something. God is going to use you in that capacity. Always outside forces are trying to attack you. But really, in terms of your thoughts, whenever you feel the Eight of Swords trapped or stuck in your current situation, remember you do have options. Look for a way out, another job, different relationships, to see it from a different perspective. That's right. Like, you have the ability to go around it. We saw that. Remember that. That pertains to work also, or something you're working on. Okay? Direction is very important. Your purpose is unfolding slowly, step by step. As you go along, there's no need to hurry or worry. You are being divinely guided. Well, you have a few cards telling you that, because what you're getting ready to do, whatever this new thing is, it is a big deal. It's a big deal. What else regarding money, career? What else? Some are facing some kind of monetary conflicts or cutting corners. But don't worry, there's a breakthrough coming. Something legal is happening. You had the King or Queen of Swords, order. There is a Two of Swords here too. But that means two options, another choice. Sometimes one door closes to force you to go through another door that's opening. What else, Spirit? There you go. Four-leaf clover, good luck. The clover is seen as good luck, right? Good fortune. We know you're the wheel, Sag. So things change. Things change, but you're like the willow tree. You know, I see you going with it because you have a point of reference with Holy Spirit. You've been through some things and you know something good is coming in. Right? And it's best sometimes to just get out of the way and let God have his way. What else does Sag need to know? If you didn't get something you really wanted right now, and you feel stuck or you feel like things are not going according to your plans, know that something bigger and better is coming. It is filled with divine magic that couldn't come into your life if you were to receive what you were asking for right now. Divine timing is at play. Spirit's got you. Spirit's got you. You're right where you're supposed to be. Listening to Moody. I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday and today, this weekend. Look at you. Here's that new start coming in. You're very intelligent, very dynamic. What you're gonna do together. See, I knew there was a higher calling to this relationship, all this divine energy. Spirit's gonna use it. Spiritual development. Happiness is also linked to your self-expression at this time. King of Cups. Because true love starts with you, and you got the Ace of Cups. Yeah. Happiness is linked to self-expression, growth, and experience. Learning from failure is key. Happiness is real, possible, and around. Understand it's possible. It's process. What is the process, Moody? Prayer, meditation, and belief, and it comes in. I don't know where we are, but remember that's the process, and the pursuit of it. Joy is fluid. There's movement. It's in the little things and the big things. Fails are fun. Start fresh. So failure is just to make you start over again, and this time it's stronger, it's better. It's like you shed the failure, just like the antlers, and then they come back in stronger, wiser, better. That's what I see happening for you. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, put 101 in the comments for me. Hit the notification bell. And Sag, until the next moon phase, namaste.